Hi, my name is Amy Kennedy. I work at the Provincetown Center for Coastal Studies, and that's a local nonprofit organization dedicated to the research and conservation of all the different animals out here, not just whales, but we also do education, we do coastal erosion, we do habitat studies, and pretty much anything in between that pertains to the Gulf of Maine, particularly the Stellwagen Bank area. So if you look at the shape of Cape Cod, you're going to notice that Stellwagen Bank, this light blue area just 6 miles north of Provincetown, is shaped almost exactly like it. There's a reason for that. Stellwagen Bank and Cape Cod are essentially the exact same thing. The only difference is the bank is underwater, Cape Cod is above water. Stellwagen Bank creates a pretty unique habitat out here, and it's because it creates something called upwelling. And the way upwelling works is that all of the tiny little plants and animals that are suspended in our water column eventually have to sink and decompose. And as they do that, they create a huge amount of nutrients. And all of these nutrients sink down to the edge of Stellwagen Bank. We have these currents that run along the ocean floor, and as soon as they hit Stellwagen Bank, they shoot up to the surface. That's why it's called upwelling. So it picks up all of those nutrients and minerals and it brings them to the surface of the water. And that is basically like fertilizer to everything out here. The surface is where the light is. You have a lot of nutrients and mixing. You're going to have a huge amount of food. All of the tiny little plants and animals, birds, fish, marine mammals, everything is going to congregate around an area of upwelling. And that's really what Stellwagen Bank creates for us out here. Massive amounts of upwelling. Now, you guys are interested in whales. Everybody is interested in whales, of course. We're no stranger to whales in these waters. We have many different species, but there are only two different types of whales. The two types of whales that we see are toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales are generally our smaller animals out here. These guys have teeth. They eat just like humans. They are our longfin pilot whale, harbor porpoise, Atlantic white-sided dolphin, and the common dolphin. Again, generally the smaller whale. They usually travel in packs or big groups of animals. Pretty exciting to see. Now the larger whales, the big whales of the ocean, what everybody really came here to see, these guys are pretty interesting because they actually don't have any teeth at all. They're part of a group called baleen or mysticete whales. So instead of teeth, what they do have are about 600 to 800 plates of this stuff called baleen hanging down from their upper jaw. And essentially, baleen just acts like a great big filter or a great big net in their mouth. And as they open their mouth, water goes out through the in between the plates, and all the little fish essentially get stuck on the fringe inside their mouth. So just think of their mouth as a giant net. So the great whales in the ocean have no teeth whatsoever. Our most common baleen whales are the humpback whale, finback whale, North Atlantic right whale, and also the minke whale. Now these all have very different body shape. They also have very different characteristics. So they act differently every time you see them. The North Atlantic right whale is our single most endangered marine mammal on Earth. There are only about 350 of them left. So it's always a treat to be able to see these animals. Very large, slow-moving whale. The finback whale is a very large, fast-moving whale. It's the second largest animal in the ocean, second in size only to the blue whale. They get to be about 80 feet long and weigh around 2 tons a foot. They can travel faster than the boat travels, so they're pretty much known as the greyhounds of the sea, not only because they're gray, but also because they're extremely fast. The minke whale looks very similar to the finback whale, but it looks just much smaller and behaves a little bit differently. And the humpback whale, this is the more theatrical of the animals out here. Now underneath there, that's called a fluke. There's a series of black and white markings that range anywhere from all black to all white and anywhere in between. And these markings stay the same throughout their entire life, and no two are ever exactly alike. So just like you have a fingerprint, a humpback whale has a fluke print. All of the animals that we see out here are incredibly special. But in addition to that, a good portion of them are endangered animals. And at the center, our goal is to educate people as to the importance of these animals in the ecosystem, and really the importance of the animals in the world. So for more information, please go to www.coastalstudies.org, and please feel free to click on any part of our website. We have lots of information on all of the different animals that we see out here, in addition to coastal ecology, land management, and habitat usage for the animals.
wheel part.
Sarah's a
Now is the time to do something about it. Dramamine, meclizine, all of those drugs are preventatives, not cures, so it takes a while to kick in. It's free in the galley if you want to take some. If you don't, enjoy the horizon. To keep you safe, we have a few rules for you to observe while you're clearly. No standing on benches. Please keep your feet on the deck of the boat at all times. No clamp. And the person behind you is 3 feet tall. If you let them step in front of you so you can look over their head. Operation, you should do just fine. If the brackets all the way forward at the bow of the boat. We do have 2 restrooms on board, 2 bathrooms. They are at the back of the boat. You get there along the lower outer deck or the back of the boat. Might want to avoid, please wait till we get back to shore. We have trash never. What else? I will be coming in today.
Hey! You think we're going to see some whales or what?
Yes, I hope so.
Whale watches are a great way to look for all kinds of marine wildlife. Some of it with blubber, some of it we call our heads in the nests. They usually fledge around July 4th weekend. Maybe not coincidentally that we have a fireworks this month. So that's like 90% maybe. Congratulations. Here we go, what we're going to see. All the time out here. We're in and out of the area. On a whale watch, when we're going out here, in the natural habitat of the whales on a whale watch is very simple. Use our eyes, signal it and wake it up. We're going to watch that whale sleep. And that's actually a quite beautiful experience. My piece of advice for you folks that have done this for a long time is to, take your pictures, but also take some time to put your cameras down and soak in the wider view of what's going on today with a digital camera there. If you want to talk while I'm moving, you can do the word pictures available. Off to the right, there are 2 o'clock Olympics. It's going to have a lighthouse, and that's Long Point Light. And Long Point is in a 50 feet high. The game folks enjoy the view. It's kind of a steely June day. It's got its own drama to the sky. I do see some little heads along the point in the water. Just between us and the sand, there are some gray seals swimming in the water. Associated with each other, moving around together. And the way to figure out how many whales there are is to count the hoops like that and they go down for a dive. Hard to get a sense. Then count that final dive. popping out of the water. See if it does it again. I'd like to have a calf of Cajun, who was born 6 months ago down in the Caribbean. We're looking at a 6-month-old humpback whale. Little baby humpback is frolicsome. You can never tell if a whale is going to continue with that kind of frolic behavior, but it looks like it might. Why do you think it's doing this? I think it's just playing around. This little kid is still nursing. It's still getting all of its food and energy from its mom's milk. Mom is down under the water doing her own thing, and so the kid's got to kill time somehow. Remember babies you've held or remember being a baby. A baby humpback is a different matter altogether. They're about 1,500 pounds when they're born, about 15 feet long. It's a big baby. Oh yeah, that's it. Now we can stop doing that. Okay. We might have to put a moratorium on the screaming, not because of the whale, but because you can hear me. Whales like a little bit of screaming, but not too much. That's the question right now, huh? It's coming toward us. Oh, Mom's back behind us. The adults are up at our 6 o'clock. That's on Monday, too. Coming toward us at our 8 o'clock. That whale is on its back under the water. Look at that. You were looking at a baby whale lying on its back and kicking. why not? It feels good. Have you ever tried to get your feet way up in the air when you're floating in the water? It's not easy. Now, whales aren't neutrally buoyant. The kids a little less so. They need to bulk up, they need to water up. I don't know, this might be a temper tantrum. It might be the kids saying, I want my milk now. Come over here, Mom. It is loud. You can really hear that. We call this log hailing. You can really hear it over the surface. In the water, that sound dissipates fairly quickly. So it can travel short distances, but it's not a long distance communication sound. So this is cool. You're seeing, again, the underside of this kid's flukes. Now, because we're seeing the underbelly of this little calf, we can figure out what sex it is. It's really hard to tell the difference between males and females from the dorsal or the top side. But if you get a good look at the underbelly, you can see kind of midway between tail and chin, a little further back, is the genital slit. And female humpback whales have a grapefruit-sized lump that the males do not have. I think the best thing about this experience, which is pretty remarkable, we don't see this kind of stuff every day. It happens occasionally, but someone brought some good whale karma today for sure. Is that this whale is not doing this for us. This whale is doing this for fun in the world, in the wild, and we just happen to get to watch for a little bit of time, which I think makes it even more special.